Irish guy, and be warned. You have clicked this video, yes, but I promise you, this is like me putting on an episode of Mrs. Brown's Boys. Yeah, within 5 minutes, I'm gonna feel like chucking hot soup in my face. This video is just gonna be a window of gloom. A bit like watching the Banshees of Inisherin with your nan. I'm about to predict the worst, most depressing thing that will happen to every Premier League club before the end of the season. So honestly, lads, any of you watching this video, no, this is gonna be like when a fortune teller predicts you to wind up working in Burger King by the time you're 45. Sorry lads, but oh, this video is going to be grim. Right, let's go. Arsenal, title race over at Anfield. Put this date in your diary. 8th of April, 2023. This is the day where Gary Neville will drink a glass of wine, looking about as smug as the Cookie Monster at the dentist. This is the moment where Arsenal fans will just give up and pretty much accept that there's more chance of bumping into Rihanna down a Wigan pub than there is for Martin Odegaard to be pictured lifting the Premier League. Lads, Arsenal fans must be terrified of Anfield. They've conceded 37 times at this ground since 2014. They've watched Liverpool stick 5 past them on 3 separate occasions. Here's my prediction. Man City will have 70 points by the 8th of April. Arsenal will have 62, having just been won 5-0 by a resurgent Liverpool. Yes, 5-0. I'm sorry, but this is going to be the massive low point of the season. Between now and then, you'll drop points to Aston Villa, Leicester, Fulham and Crystal Palace. But here, they will absolutely burn your toilet dream in a muddy sock. Sorry lads, but honestly, just prepare for the 8th of April. Because come 5 PM, you're going to feel like shoving mashed potato in your eye. Aston Villa finishing bottom half. Aston Villa have not finished in the top half of the Premier League since 2011. Sadly, the last living manager to get Villa in the top half is a 70-year-old Martin O'Neill. For the money that Villa have spent, to yet again fail to squeak into the top 10 would be a joke. The Villa chairman must be so impatient, failing to get into the top 10 when this season has been placed in the hands of first Steven Gerrard, you know, the highly rated Rangers winning machine, and then Unai Emery, a former PSG coach with European medals dripping out his sleeve. They can't finish bottom half again, but they will. 13th. Another nothing season. Bournemouth relegation confirmed in April. Do you want to know a strange stat that doesn't sound real? You know, a bit like if someone told you that Danny DeVito has never eaten a burger in his life. Here's the thing. Bournemouth, little mouldy Bournemouth, the only team to lose 9-0 this season, have not actually been in the Premier League bottom 3 at any point all season long. What's even weirder is that they spent the first 19 weeks outside the bottom 3. Again, what? Well, the team with Solanke up front. I mean, it's like finding out that an X Factor joke act like Wagner was never close to being voted out, despite looking like some creepy homeless man who probably eats decapitated badgers with a fork. But here's the thing. Not only will Bournemouth finish rock bottom of the Premier League, but I actually think that relegation will be confirmed with 4 games to spare. Right now, watching Gary O'Neill try to control this Bournemouth squad. Oh no, it's like asking Stephen Hawking to conduct a puppet show. I reckon we're about to watch a hideous final third of the season for the Cherries. I mean, they have a horrible fixture list left. They'll squeak a point at home to Fulham, maybe scratch a point at Southampton, but honestly, they'll lose every other game, and I reckon a home defeat to Leeds on the 29th of April will mathematically send them down. Bournemouth are going to go down with 20 points and become only the 6th club in Premier League history to get relegated in April. Honestly, poor old Gary. I think it might be time to start entering chess competitions in the back arse of the Norwegian hills in June, because honestly, after this, you're going to be a bigger laughingstock than Matt LeBlanc's career. Brentford finished bottom half. Right now, Brentford fans are dreaming of Europe. Realistically, they can almost taste the Conference League. I bet it just tastes like licking the underside of a pencil case. Just so painfully boring and dull. But sadly, Brentford and Thomas Frank will have every fibre of that European dream ripped away from them. Right now, there's probably men in the Brentford club shop who can't wait to bring out a DVD of this miracle season, right? But no, I reckon they'll have an end of season collapse and finish 14th. Just all a bit meh. Brighton out of the FA Cup to Stoke. Right now, everyone is salivating over Brighton and Hove Albion. Some people actually believe they're in an incredible race for the Champions League. I'm telling you now, if the Champions League anthem blares out at the Amex Stadium in September, then I will go down to the local zoo and get an actual monkey to vomit on my face. People might think that Roberto De Zerbi's men are outside shots to win the FA Cup, but no. Chris Hughton took Brighton to an FA Cup semi-final, which everyone seems to forget, because he's now just a forgotten Ghana coach, who to many of you is about as memorable as undercooked liver pie, but still, put some respect on Chris's name. As for Brighton, I reckon you're gonna slip on a major banana skin. You'll get dumped out of the FA Cup 5th round to Stoke. You know, Alex Neil-inspired Stoke with Phil Jagielka at the back. Some of them, honestly, it's about halfway to 100 years of age. That man has had more birthdays than I've had hugs off my mum. And actually, to be fair, that's not saying much. Because so is Prince Harry's son. I think Stoke will win, but I mean, then again, last summer I took Dwight Gale to win the championship golden boot. Yeah, he scored once. Last month, after going 50 games without a goal. So, maybe I am a curse. Chelsea won't hit 50 points. Let's get it real. For a club with Chelsea's finances, to fail to hit 70 points in a season is embarrassing, right? That's why Frank Lampard lost his job. 70 points is the unequivocal, bare minimum. But what happens when Chelsea don't hit 60 points? Or 50 points? And they won't. Lads, Chelsea finished 10th with 50 points in 2016. That was written off as a nightmare joke year. But here, I'm predicting 49 points. Even worse. This will be the only time this club haven't achieved 50 points in a Premier League season ever. This club were comfortably hitting between 60 and 70 points in the late 90s, early 2000s when they were poor. So to spend hundreds of millions in Todd Bowley's debut season and to finish with 49 points, that's 10 points less than what Leeds finished with under Marcelo Bielsa. It's just 4 points more than what Bournemouth got the season before they went down. It's only 7 points more than what West Ham got relegated with once. Don't underestimate just how embarrassing this will be for Graham Potter. Honestly, lads, if I'm wrong, and Chelsea do get more than 50 points, then I will do a video apologising to Potter whilst wearing a 230 costume. But no, 49 points max. 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 Now I just sound like the Grinch. Crystal Palace will lose 6-0 at Tottenham. Yeah, pretty simple this. Patrick Vieira is an Arsenal legend. This man probably does not enjoy trips to Tottenham. So how do you think he'll enjoy taking his Palace team to Tottenham and conceding 6 in May? Lads, Tottenham might be a dull, uninspiring couch potato for months of this season, but they always sign off every campaign with a freak goal fest. I mean, don't believe me? Right, well there was a 5-0 win away at Norwich in May 2022, a 4-2 win at Leicester in May 2021, a chaotic 2-2 draw with Everton in May 2019, a 5-4 win over Leicester in May 2018. There were 6-1 and 7-1 wins away at both Leicester and Hull in May 2017, even in May 2016. They lost 5-1 at newly relegated Newcastle. The last time Tottenham were not involved in an insane goal fest in May was 2015. So part of me thinks that, yeah, they're going to run riot on the final day of the season at Ellen Road, but I just have a feeling that no, we're going to witness a Harry Kane masterclass and a 6-0 win over Crystal Palace at home. Just you watch. Tottenham are always electric in May. Everton, no wins away from home. Here's my prediction. John Dyche will concentrate on Everton's home form at Goodison Park. Yeah, but they won't win a single Premier League game away from home. You won't notice it because Dyche ball will keep you up. But, I mean, you'll get to the 20th of May after a defeat at Molyneux and realise that, oh yeah, we haven't actually won a game on the road since October the 1st. And for a club that is soon moving into a spaceship of a stadium, that's going to be an embarrassing stat. Fulham, Mitrovic will get an injury. Alexander Mitrovic will get a season-ending injury in March. That's pretty bad, isn't it? What could have been a monster 20-goal season, and now he'll just end the season on 12 league goals. Leeds lose FA Cup final. I've already said this. Leeds United are going to Wembley. Sure, right now there might be a crazy casserole sandwich in the Premier League. I mean, this morning, Harry Redknapp was begging them for the job, and I genuinely believe they will get relegated now, but they'll also lose the FA Cup final 2 weeks before they go down. Honestly, a defeat at Wembley will absolutely knock the stuffing and morale out of the squad, and will actually be the trigger for them to go down. It'll all just be a bit depressing. Leicester, Jamie Vardy will never score again. Jamie Vardy is a Leicester City legend. He's got 1 Premier League goal this season, and I don't think he's ever going to score in this division ever again. Final day of the season, I reckon he'll be given a penalty to score against West Ham to sign off his Leicester career with a goal. I mean, he'll have a prepared celebration and a t-shirt message under his shirt. All the players will be instructed to throw him in the air when he scores. It'll be the perfect way to say goodbye. And then he boots his penalty over the crossbar, showing all the composure of a donkey on the treadmill. Sorry, Jamie, but Liverpool lose to Man United. I think Liverpool are going to have a brilliant end of the season. But, sorry lads, but I reckon you're going to drink a coffee mug full of embarrassment on March the 5th. Manchester United have not done a Premier League double over Liverpool since the 15-16 season. I mean, last season, Liverpool beat Man United 9-0 on aggregate. So for Manchester United to now beat them twice this season would have been unthinkable, right? But it's going to happen. I actually think this is going to be Liverpool's rock bottom moment under Jurgen Klopp. I'm going to go for a 4-1 Man United win. Liverpool will take an early lead before Marcus Rashford will score a quick-fire double on the break with 2 early second-half goals. Chuck in a Bruno Fernandes wonder goal and a last-minute Diogo Dalot strike. I just feel that Liverpool are going to get absolutely battered by Man United. It'll be a bit like when Liverpool won 4-1 at Old Trafford in 2009. This is just going to be one of those freak monster results. Sorry, Liverpool fans, but yeah, this match will taste like rotten pig meat in your mouth, right? Man City lose Champions League final. Yeah, pretty simple this. Man City are going to reach the Champions League final again, but lose yet again. Pep Guardiola will deliver a team talk so Herculean. Yet sorry, he ripped it straight from a screenplay of Lord of the Rings. Ozzy, the man's gonna sound like a cross between Al Pacino and Aragorn.
Does anyone else speak nerd?
But yeah, I'm not sure who Man City will face in the final, but I can already smell it. Man City, a club in absolute crisis, will be given a chance to win the Champions League in Istanbul. This is a stadium synonymous with Liverpool and their win in 2005. And considering Liverpool are one of the teams who want Man City relegated, Man City would love nothing more than to literally claim this entire Turkish city that Istanbul would now be associated with a club who used to employ Sean Knight Phillips. This would be everything to old school bitter City fans. But no, you lose and it'll hurt. Honestly, in the morning after, you'll probably have some emotional City fans ringing up TalkSport to claim they want Pep sacked.
As he's a Champions League bottler.
Yeah, those are the same supporters who are probably married to their cousin. Man United lose Carabao Cup final. Manchester United have not won a trophy for nearly 6 years. Usually, the likes of a League Cup final would mean about as much to them as winning a game of Connect 4 against their dog. But at the same time, Man United don't usually lose in the final of this thing. The last time was 20 years ago against Liverpool. Since then, they've beaten Wigan, Tottenham, Aston Villa and Southampton in the final. Surely they have to win it against Newcastle too, right? I don't think they will. I genuinely believe that Newcastle United are lifting this thing at Wembley. Yes, Jamal Lascelles, the forgotten teddy bear in the attic at St James's Park. He's going to be going full kit John Terry and lifting this trophy next Sunday afternoon. Sorry, Eric Ten Hag. This is most definitely going to be a punch in the teeth in your debut season. But yeah, Manchester United are about to lose another cup final. Ouch! Newcastle won't make top 4. Newcastle won't qualify for the Champions League. This has been a monster effort from Eddie Howe. But let's be real here. Yes, only one defeat is incredible. But Newcastle have also drawn more games than they've won. Compare that to the team who finished 4th last season. Tottenham, they had 22 wins against 5 draws. It'll be close, it'll be tight, and it'll come down to the final game of the season. But I just think Liverpool are going to go on a huge late season winning run like they did 2 years ago, and yeah, they'll squeak into 4th. And so for Newcastle fans, final game of the season, away at Stamford Bridge, when that full-time whistle sounds, they're probably going to feel like they've just been told to kiss their grandma on the mouth. Nottingham Forest, Steve Cooper is sacked. The worst thing Nottingham Forest could do is sack Steve Cooper. And listen, giving him a fat new contract and backing him was brilliant work. But I don't trust the Greek owner Angelos Marinakis. How can I when his other team are Olympiacos, and guess what? They've gone through 17 managers since 2010. I mean, he's fired good coaches too. Carlos Corberan is currently an in-demand West Brom coach who is coveted by Leeds. Last year, Marinakis sacked him in Greece after a month. I mean, he once sacked Leonardo Jardim, despite Olympiacos being 10 points clear at the top in January. There is no rhyme or reason for the madness of Marinakis. Things can be going swimmingly and calm, and then suddenly he chooses to turn into Scarface and cause carnage because he's bored. Cooper should never feel safe. Honestly, being an employee of Marinakis probably feels like being at a dinner party hosted by Ted Bundy. I mean, yeah, if you accidentally sneeze on the steak, you'll probably have your head stuffed in the fridge at 3 a.m. Sorry lads, but I see a stupid, brainless sacking of Cooper before the season is out. And honestly, it would be a horrible decision. Southampton will give Ruben Selles the job. Ruben Selles is getting the Southampton job, isn't he? Lads, there is a chance that Southampton can escape relegation if they appoint a proper manager like Rafa Benitez or Nuno Espirito Santo. But by the sounds of it, the Southampton board wants to promote Selles because he's popular with the players. Yeah, I'm sure he is. Because he's probably got the backbone of a teenage babysitter. This is a guy who CV looks about as impressive as a sandwich filled with a sheep's tongue. No thanks. He was assistant coach for Shinnik Yaroslavi, Aris Thessaloniki, Neftchi Baku, Karabag, AGF, Copenhagen. And 3 years ago, he was coach of the Valencia under-18s. Yeah, both Benitez and Santo managed Valencia too, but the adult Valencia, not the 15-year-old children who probably play every match with acne cream on their chin, putting Selles in charge of a relegation battle. It's like if the Titanic was captained by Kermit the Frog. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. Sorry, but Selles disaster pick. Tottenham lose an FA Cup 5th round. This will be the moment where Tottenham fans finally lose it. Antonio Conte was brought in to win a trophy. The man is a serial cup specialist, and yet last season they were dumped out in the FA Cup 5th round to Middlesbrough. And now, same thing, 5th round exit to another championship team. You're gonna lose away at Sheffield United. You're gonna lose away at Bramall Lane. I mean, let's be real. Sheffield United are their bogey team. Yes, Tottenham picked up a 3-1 win at Bramall Lane in January 2021, but before that, they hadn't won any of the last 7 visits stretching back to 1990. I mean, come on. One of them was an actual 6-0 defeat in the Premier League. They were even losing at this ground with Jose Mourinho in charge. Sorry lads, but 2-1 Blades win, and Tottenham fans will finally want Conte out. West Ham will sack David Moyes in April. David Moyes deserves the rest of the season. I'm sorry, but he does upgrade him in the summer if you want, sure. But come on, this guy wasn't given a full season at Man United. But here, he nearly took West Ham to a European final last May. You have to keep him in the West Ham job until the final whistle of the season. You have to. But I don't think they will. West Ham will buckle under the pressure. They'll lose a few games, have a late season wobble, will get beaten by Fulham in April, and yeah, they'll emotionally sack Moyes without having a replacement line up. And instead, they'll do something insane like trying to fight a relegation battle with Kevin Nolan in the dugout. Decent backroom coach, sure, but as a manager, probably has all the tactics of a burnt waffle. Wolves miss out on Europe. I reckon Wolves are going to be the most informed Premier League team outside the top 6 in the second half of the season. Julian Lopetegui is masterminding a miracle turnaround, but it is the hope that smacks you in the teeth. To take a team from the relegation zone in January into Europe in the same season would be incredible. That would be the biggest achievement of his entire career, and he will so nearly do it. I think they'll take 27 points from their final 16 games to finish with 50 points, above Chelsea by the way, but I mean, their final 2 trips are to Old Trafford and the Emirates. They'll lose both games and just finish outside the Conference League spots by the width of 2 wins. And honestly lads, for Wolves, that will hurt. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Let me know what is going to be the worst thing that will happen to your club this season. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to get extra. As always, I'll talk shit a while.